I love how bro's unironically considering causing mass destruction and plagues just for the fact that he might become a human again. What is that form? Nah, he's cooking too hard. Bro, don't go Plague Dragon if this is what I'm gonna see. Diseased breath is wild. So he got stank morning breath always, and it'll just kill people? What the voice is saying is you need to go cause COVID to the masses, level up your calamity, and maybe we can talk about becoming a human. Bro's gonna actually kill the whole Earth just so he could turn into a humanoid-looking being. Is he gonna pretend to... He's gonna fake it. He's doing a fake out. I love that. Wait for it to get close and boom! The pain. The agony. I'm dying. Are there zombies in this world? There could be some sort of creature that uses the dead bodies as something. How? Why is this thing so deadly? Bro tried to run away from a spider and failed. You really think he's gonna fucking run away from the slime? Either that thing's about to become his familiar, or he's fucked. The more I watch of Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling, the funnier this show becomes, and honestly, the more entertaining this show becomes, because what do you mean that bro within 3 episodes basically became the COVID dragon? Bro saw a carrot on a stick dangling in front of him and decided to say, you know what? Being a plague dragon, being something that will probably cause death and destruction to the entire world, certainly is an issue. But if I can turn into a humanoid form, it just might be worth it. And the best part, it's basically like making a deal with the devil. There's no human form in sight. There's no information. Maybe at level 100, he might be able to do it. Or maybe, just maybe, the plague dragon dangles your deepest and darkest desire in front of you, so it selects the worst choice. Now, bro just wanted to be a menace to society. I think this form would probably be for the best. They're saying a plague dragon flies overhead and destroys everything below. That sounds badass, but his entire desire is, I want to go back to the cute girl who helped save my life. And what does he decide to do? Well, you know, in hindsight, maybe not the best choice, but in the moment, he thought for sure being a plague dragon was the solution. He ain't getting that form anytime soon. Bro literally is a walking black plague. He decide, and you know, hopefully the COVID dragon's got some tricks up his sleeve, because Jesus Christ, entertaining for me, but he's fucked. Guys, that's all on the video though. Make sure you drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around, you ring that bell, stay up to date on everything I upload, and of course Patreon is where you can catch my full live reactions, all this more. Also does help fund the channel videos just like these. I mean, I honestly don't know what the punchline will be for this evolution line. I actually thought they weren't going to commit to it. I thought for sure he was going to pick something else, because in the ending song, like I mentioned last week, I felt like there was a couple of options based on the evolution trees that he was being presented that could have fit the description based on the visuals of the ending song. But I mean, Plague Dragon is certainly an experience, especially given that, like, what do you mean that the girl in question that he's trying to go back to is desperately trying to convince her entire village that maybe, just maybe, the dragon did save me? At the rate we're going, if she even touches him, she'll probably die of the bubonic plague or something. I love how deeply serious and unserious it is at any given moment. If you look at what we had in the second episode, they showcase death. They say, hey, we're not just going to magically save everyone. And based on what happens in this episode, it kind of seems like one of the dead people are being used as like a zombie. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of like some species using the body as like a host to move around him, but it's kind of fucked up when you think about it. The thing that I've really enjoyed about the show a lot is actually the way they stylize their production. I love the way the spider moved and looked. At multiple points, you would have swore it was only ever 2D, but just seeing this creature that was, you know, understandably, you want to run away from it because it's so significantly strong that you do all these attacks and you only took out half of its health. But I love the fact that it's actually creative. So usually when you're dealing with mobs, whether that's a slime, whether that's a spider, a skeleton, a goblin, they behave very narrow-mindedly. Like, they don't think outside the box, and you can easily outstump them. This man jumps off a cliff that probably no one else but him was going to be able to make, because he'd had to glide over it, because he's like, okay, it ain't going to cross me. The spider followed, because when you look at a distance like this, a spider probably isn't going to be able to jump over that. Now, I thought maybe the spider was going to like swing over, or it would connect like a web bridge, and it basically did that, but in a pretty realistic way, because obviously unless it has like a hell of a shot, it isn't going to be a straight shot. It's going to be a kind of a loop, because that's how it has to climb down and kind of reach back up. And honestly, I thought it was very clever, because I'm trying to remember the last time I've properly seen a mob level enemy think creatively like a hunter. Like, if that thing's supposed to be probably the big boss of the forest, at least in that general area, it's probably killed a lot of things, and the fact that prey can't run away from it is actually incredibly entertaining. And then you just have the comedic responses. The thing I really like is that our boy has poison resistance, so this spider poisons the area and just stands still because it's waiting for the poison to do its job. And then he decides to say, I'll just do my professional, like, acting. It's so funny, because obviously Spider's not going to know that's all bullshit, right? Because that's how it's probably killed many of its prey. It's not going to think as intelligently as a human would, but the thing had a lot of intelligence for a hunter, and you understood why it probably survived as long as it did. And I think bro went from level 8 to like 14, something like that. It was a pretty nasty jump in levels. Granted, he is still very early on, so it's like playing Pokemon or any RPG, right? Like, the early levels are going to go up a lot faster, especially if you defeat something with, you know, slightly above level, or in this case, quite a bit above level. And it's honestly fun, because while there's certainly a lot of 3D, I honestly don't feel bothered by the 3D. I don't think I've been bothered at all by the 3D, to be honest. I think the bright aesthetic works for it, and despite this man being 3D half the time now because of his new form, it never really feels jarring or distracting. I think it definitely helps that it is a very bright and poppy world. I've been told this, I could be mistaken, that maybe the source material looks visually darker. I think it's good they went with the visual style they did, because for the type of production they're trying to do, the 3D shifts and the comedic shifts just work a lot better. And bro's basically farming in another world at this point. He's enjoying his life, he's cooking, he's discovering spices. Like, you wouldn't expect a plague dragon to be enjoying life as much as he currently is, but boy golly is he, and honestly, it's kind of wholesome. This girl, I'm really excited to see what she'll do, because my big question walking into this episode was, because he's already evolved, do humans in this world know what evolution is, right? Because if not, that's going to just seem like a different dragon to her. But in this episode, she does get taught that, yeah, monsters can evolve, they can change their form. And that means she'll probably eventually recognize who he is. The interesting thing is, you wouldn't think a slime, which I assume is what it is, would be able to fuck with him this hard, but him trying to observe the slime stats forced his, like, observe skill to go up significantly, because it was such a painful thing. What the fuck is he about to fight? Either this is going to be the most deeply serious fight so far in the show, or the most deeply unserious. Because this could be bait, this could be comedic bait, and this thing's gentle as can be. Or it's going to fuck him up. I don't know which. But we tried to run away from a spider and failed miserably. Do you think whatever the hell this thing is doing, we can run away from? I doubt it. Bro better hope that whatever the fuck we are fighting is, like, gonna be on our side, because I honestly don't get the impression he can defeat it. Absolutely wonderful show so far. I mentioned it yesterday if you watched my Hell Mode video. There's two shows walking into the season I didn't expect to like and would probably drop the most. Hell Mode and Dragon Isekai'd. Both I thought were gonna be completely garbage, mid-productions, everything. And both have become top 10 anticipated episodes of the week for me. I love this fucking show. You can let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, all that fun jazz. And of course, Patreon is where you catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more. Like, hey, I love to give video shoutouts to my patrons because they make these videos possible. So today we got AI 740, Sean 1815, Gun Bunny, True Obelisk, Damian Sisek, A Barrett, Austin Fernot, and we also have Rookie. So I appreciate the support. Please take care and you'll have a good one.